all the beaches and parks open up to start summertime, so it was crowded. A day at the lake was planned for the family. I don't know, I was about 12, 13 years old, so sometime around 1970. The family just planned a picnic at Lake Maxinkuckee in Culver, Indiana. And you can see by the way I'm trying to say that name, uh, nobody ever knew the lake by that name. It was always Lake Culver. So that's where we headed. My dad liked the lake because it was spring fed and clean, and it had an average depth. I think it was something like 20 feet. Um, there was holes in it that were 40 feet deep or more. It's Indiana's second biggest lake, and it was beautiful. It also had a very nice picnic area with tables and grills. It was near the beach, so the kids could go play at the beach. I loved it because there was a lot of fishing spots. One thing I love to do anytime I'm around water, I'm fishing. And there was plenty of little yellow perch and bluegills to catch. Sometimes you get enough big enough to make a meal out of, but usually it was just a fun time catching. That day there was, let's see, mom, dad, grandma came along with us. My brother, my brother Butch was at home uh, on leave from the Navy. I believe he just got back from a tour in Vietnam and joined us with us. And there was my sister Carol and her husband Dick, along with the kids Jackie and Ricky. There was Dick's sister Judy and her son Troy. And then there was my dad's favorite boat, the Babe. It was his first boat, and she was going to be the highlight of the day. Started out great. Everybody was out uh, taking boat rides, and they weren't boat riding, they were at the beach or sitting at the picnic table and just enjoying a beautiful, not quite summer in Indiana, but beautiful spring day. Dad started towing skiers on with the boat, and I know my brother-in-law Dick, he loved to ski. I know he was one of them. My brother Butch gave it a try. He didn't. He was up for a little while, but not too long. And there was a couple other people that I just can't remember who they were. Anyway, the highlight of the day started when Dad was pulling Dick skiing, and made a pass close to the beach area just to wave at everybody. And of course, Dick's back there waving on the skis, and uh, for some reason or another, he fell, and we were probably, I don't know, 20 yards outside the beach area, which was roped off. And as he falls, my dad cuts the boat and turns around to go pick Dick up. Well, when he got back to him, somehow the rope got tangled in the prop. So he starts to go with starts to motor on to get going again, and of course the rope's tangled in the prop, so got to stop. Dick's down there in the water trying to unwrap it, And meanwhile, the waves were kind of pushing us in towards the beach area, and we were getting closer and closer. Still couldn't get the rope untangled. And as we got closer to the beach area, up pulls the little police boat from Culver, and he's telling us we can't be in the beach area. And my dad goes, "I know, but the can't move the boat either." So the cop decides to try and tow the boat, pull us out of the beach area. Well, what he wasn't too smart about is he was pulling us from tied the rope to the rear of the boat. So he's pulling us backwards, and with the way the waves were coming in, the water was coming in over the back well and into the boat. Well, in the boat is my dad, who was driving. There was myself and my friend Randy. Well, we're sitting there, and the boat's filling up with water. And I looked at my dad, water is about knee deep, and I said, "Should we jump?" And just as my dad said no, we capsized. So it wasn't that we jumped, we were thrown out. It was kind of funny uh, after I thought about it after a while, but it wasn't funny at the time to me because I wasn't a very good swimmer. But I did have a life jacket on, so at least my head was above water. So they finally get the uh, the rope out. They ended up cutting it and pulling us free. Get the boat flipped back over, get it back out of the way. And the cop had a hell of a time getting this fat little kid into his boat. So, but finally did. And my friend Randy, he just swam to he was a pretty good swimmer and swam to the beach area. So we get the boat back over to the shore. My dad ends up getting a ticket for being too close or in the beach area with the boat. And he was a little bit perturbed. And my dad usually didn't get mad and holler very much, but he gave the cop a piece of his mind that if he wasn't so stupid on pulling us backwards and filling the boat up with water, we probably would have got out of there without getting in the beach area. But anyway, that's how the day ended. A beautiful day at Lake Culver.